Welcome or welcome back to Pokopia Zone Locked. This is the final episode of our Withered Wastelands challenge, and oh boy was it a grindy one. Stay tuned till the end for a tour of our final town. At the end of the last episode, we had 68 out of 69 Pokemon found, and 47 out of 49 habitats made. So let's see how we managed to get those last few little guys. Far from the grind of all the Pokemon and habitats we got at the start, now we only have a couple left down to track. The Sableye Event started whilst I was working on this challenge, so we quickly threw together the items for his habitat and added him to our Pokédex. He was actually a real thorn in my side, as no one would trade at the Pokemon Center for the whole time the event was going. You'd think I'd like him more because he has Sable in his name, but I am overall quite indifferent to him. Sorry Sableye fans. We talked about this last time, but the floating in the shade habitat was the last one I needed. I was pretty sure that the beach parasol would never show up in the shop and was ready to throw in the towel when a commenter on the previous video mentioned someone I had been neglecting hugely, Vespiquen. At some point on my save, my flowers just stopped giving me honey, so I only collected it from Combi's litter. As a result, I stopped trading for things from her, thinking they were mostly used to collect patterns I couldn't even use until I unlocked painting later. But no, she will occasionally have in her rotating inventory the beach parasol, so we were finally able to finish the last habitat of the zone. And so we're done, right? Wrong. There is one last Pokemon to get, the wet doggo himself, Suicune, taking our actual total up to 70. Oops. Thank you to another commenter who reassured me that we can definitely get Suicune before meeting Raikou, or I probably would have given in on this one too. But no, I persevered, and yes, I finally gave in to grinding by time travelling. Or by the reset method. If you don't know how to do the reset method, when you first arrive on the Dream Island, you can check your Pokédex, making sure you choose all from the Pokemon and then in this area. If you see something with a question mark, you know there is a special legendary waiting for you. If not, you can exit and restart your game. I didn't want to do this, but it became clear that the series would be massively delayed if I didn't, so I did. And let me tell you, it was not easy. I spent hours upon hours searching for this boy. You can see my live reaction here. I actually had to come in and do a live reaction to this because finally, after I don't know how many hours resetting, I think we have Suicune. There we go. I'm going to come back afterwards to harvest all these blocks because I can't get them. Withered Wastelands anywhere? The ice? But let's just go meet him. We've been waiting for you for a very long time, mister. We do build him a special home later, I promise, but that means we have all the Pokemon we need. With all the habitats done, now we're finished, right? Still wrong. We still have to get an awesome comfort rating for all our Pokemon and complete all the challenges for the zone possible. Who would have thought that these two would be just as grindy as finding Suicune? Pleasing Pokemon is hard. They will tell you what they want, but sometimes they're really specific, and because we haven't unlocked loads of items, it was impossible to answer some of their requests. Halfway through, I gave up on making things aesthetic in their homes and just threw down anything they requested to make them happy. If they want to live in an ugly home full of everything they love, who am I to judge? Suicune was a tough cookie to please, but we got him there in the end, and here we go. 70 Pokemon as happy as can be. I am aware that this list contains Ditto, which would make our 70 number for Pokemon seem wrong, but it doesn't include Kyogre, as he actually can't be given a home. He's actually just got the whole ocean instead. And lastly, the challenges. There are some we can't complete. The Pokemon and Habitats challenges stretches across the whole game, I believe. As for building different structures, we just don't have access to enough plans to build anything new. I believe this one is also a cross-region challenge. The Ultra Flame, Power Plant and Freezing Chambers are plans we get access to in another region. But we can do the rest, it just takes a lot of time. A lot. This was my white whale. Build things. Sounds easy, right? Wrong. The prefabs that have their own interior have a limit. So at one point I wasn't able to build any more leaf dens or huts. The only other prefab we have the materials and Pokemon for are the pink huts, but the game only sells 5 in the shop. The rest we have to find ourselves from sparkling ripples, which we get about 5 of max a day. I searched, and I time travelled, and I searched some more, If we had not time travelled, we wouldn't have had enough huts for another month and a half. But we got there in the end and farmed up all the materials and yes, we're done. I promise this time. All the challenges, all the recipes, all the human records. I went over those in a separate video you can watch, I'll link here. All the Pokemon, including a legendary and a mythical, all the habitats, we did it. We also overheard a lot of conversations with Pokemon in our time in the Withered Wastelands, and I'd love to share them with you now. There's some cute ones, some weird ones, and some heartbreaking ones, but I love this feature of the game as it really shows off the relationships between the different Pokemon. Before we move on to Rocky Ridges, I'd love to show you around the town I've been building in the background this whole time. In Season 2 I am going to make these videos a little longer and less snappily edited, so you can go through these things with me as I go. At least that's the feedback I've gotten that people would prefer. Okay, so we start at the Pokemon Center. I haven't done anything special for that area in specific. But if we go down this way, this is like a little village I made. On one side is like the Hitmon family and Tyrogue. They're fighting outside. Look at them. And on the other side is the Gudra line and Gulpin because he needed to go somewhere gooey as well. And then I put Bulbasaur and Ivysaur in here. I'll show you where Venusaur is in a little bit. I didn't really do much with this area, but this is like my little village. I've put a lot of Pokemon in here. As you can see, there's usually a lot of people around and a lot of stuff on the floor. Up here we've built a little tree. I actually found some twine in the shop towards the end so I could make these blocks, which I got the recipe from. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to make this. But I've put Pidgeotto and I think Hoot up here. Going back up here, we've made a little house for the Charizard line and then randomly Axew, I don't know why he's there. And then this is my little gym. It's meant to be like a little maze, a little grass themed place, and the boss is Venusaur. So that's why he's separate to Ivysaur and Bulbasaur. Down this way, I've made like a little road. It's not very, there's a little picnic area here, I forgot about that. It's not very well done. I didn't have many good like tiles for it. Oh, there's a little house up here as well. I can't remember who's... Oh, it's the Slowbro and Slowking, and then Cubone and Marowak. And this is one of the many pink huts I had to build to get that challenge I talked about earlier. But yeah, this is the road to Pallet Town. And I've done it like along here towards the gate to Rocky Ridges. I wish I could power on the streetlights and vending machines, but we haven't got that yet. I can use Pichu, but it doesn't stay up. There's a little cave there, but I didn't do much in there. Down this way we have the path to Bleak Beach, and then this is the little temple I made for Suicune, but it's very ugly inside. He just wanted so many things and I didn't know where to put them, so he just has beds, baths and toys. It's very like gorish, but he likes it, so. And then this way leads up to the 2 farms I made. Oh wait, no, spoilers, we're going in here first. This is the Mew mural. And I've turned it into like a little area for ghost Pokemon. I've got the Litwick line here and also Mew, like a little temple. Okay, now we're going to the farms. Down there is a little door to my house. But am I going in there? The house is not very well decorated. I just sort of put a lot of stuff in there to make me happy. Because Ditto's comfort level also matters. Up this way, we have a little logging area that I use for Haxorus and Fracture. Some more pink huts that I just had to make for the achievement. And then this is Heracross's farm. It's like a crop farm. Over there you can see I can't get through there yet without the power up, so that's like a blocked off mine. I made a little greenhouse full of flowers. And then Heracross lives here with some random Pokemon. Parasect, Venomoth, and Blossom, I think it was. And then on the other side is a rival farm. And this one's run by Pinsir, of course, because they're rivals. And this one's like an animal farm rather than a crop farm. So we've got Pinsir, the 2 little bugs, and Cacturn working here. And then this is like a little barn area with a little corral. I've just got some grass Pokemon in here. But I set up like little stables. I wish I had Mareep in this zone, because that would have made a perfect inclusion for this area. And then finally I made a little passage up to the Sparkling Skylands gate. Sort of, I feel like it's a bit of like an awkward place to do, because it sort of just juts out up here and you can't change those tiles. But yeah, that's the work I did on this town. So of course, as I finished filming the tour and editing the video, I realised I missed out a section. Let's very quickly go down here. It's just past the village. And you can also get to it up there on those stairs. And it's a little beach area. This was like the first house I made. And it's for Squirtle & Co. and Magikarp. The inside isn't quite how I wanted it to be because, once again, they were just asking for things everywhere. But we've got like this is a little bed, a little resting area, some fishing. And then over here we have the Shellos and Gastrodon pen. And some more pink huts, of course. They're everywhere. See, there's one there as well. And that is the end of the tour, I think. Just go back and check to make sure that everything's still good before you move on. Everyone's still got their awesome rating. We've got all the shop recipes. And we've done all the challenges apart from these 3, which we need to work out over time. And these 3, which require plans from another region. Yeah, we're ready to move on to Rocky Ridges. Thank you all for sticking with me through this challenge. I'll be editing together all of these videos into one for newcomers, and then starting on Rocky Ridges in the new, less edited style. It's been a grind, but it has been so worth it, for the experience and for all the lovely people I've met along the way. That's you, not the Pokemon. Maybe the Pokemon too. And until next time, stay cozy.